The Seoul sky that afternoon seemed ordinary, but the virtual world trembled as if it had just witnessed a miracle. For 2 years, fans waited, counting the days on their digital calendars, tracing every little bit of news about the artist they'd always affectionately called Taehyung. And when the notification finally appeared, a simple upload from his official account, millions of phone screens seemed to freeze for a moment. Is this real? Is VBTS really back? No background music, no big announcements, just one photo. Her face looks a little more mature. Her hair is now darker and a slight smile that makes the world feel warm again. Within 10 minutes, the upload shot past the 1 million like mark. 5 minutes later, 2 million. 10 minutes later, the record was broken. The hashtag #WelcomeBackTaehyung exploded around the world, ranking first in more than 70 countries. For the ARMY, this is not just a post. This is a symbol of longing that is finally reciprocated. 2 years is not a short time in the entertainment world, but for fans, every second feels like waiting for someone to return home. They write messages in the comments, some laugh, some cry. There are also those who just stare at the screen without a word, as if they do not believe that the figure they long for is now really appearing again. The noise on social media turned into a sea of emotions. On TikTok, hundreds of reaction videos appeared in a matter of hours. Girls screaming hysterically, mothers smiling excitedly saying, "Finally, he's home," and even male fans staring in awe at the calmness of his unfading charisma. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, they are all full of one name. The world seems to agree. Taehyung is not just back. He brings a new atmosphere that is warmer, more mature, more human. What makes this moment feel so special? Perhaps because during his military service, Taehyung left almost no public trace. No television appearances, no private messages. Only occasional vague news from his fellow units, who said that he remained humble and always smiling. The fans stuck with old memories, rewatched music videos, listened to her voice on lonely nights. And now, when he reappeared, it was as if those 2 years had melted into one long hug that needed no words. That night, Seoul is no longer just a city with neon lights and bustle. On every street corner, from a small cafe in Gangnam to a quiet park on the banks of the Han River, the name Taehyung echoes through illuminated cell phone screens. People sat in groups, showing each other the posts, as if they were sharing evidence of a miracle that had just happened. "Look, he's really back," say a teenager with sparkling eyes, and outside of Korea, the effect is even more devastating. In Jakarta, Manila, Bangkok, to Los Angeles, fans staged impromptu live broadcasts, turning on the camera only to express one thing. Longing spilled into happy tears. Comment after comment rushed in. "I can't stop crying. She looks different but still the same. That face, that smile. I miss her so much." In a short time, social media turned into a huge stage where emotions mingled. Laughter, tears, hysteria, haru, all mixed in one common rhythm, the so-called boundless love of a fan. Interestingly, it wasn't just the fans who were touched. A number of celebrities and entertainment industry figures also reacted. A young Korean singer who once referred to Taehyung as her role model wrote, "Seeing him back is like seeing the sun rise after a long storm." While one famous actor even wrote in his personal account, "He is back and the industry feels alive again." Those phrases seem to confirm that Taehyung is not just an idol. He is a symbol of calmness, sincerity, and determination. But there was something that made fans wonder. Why was his first upload so simple? No background music, no long captions, no big promotions. Just one photo and a small emoji. Many speculated that simplicity was precisely the deepest message he wanted to convey. "He doesn't need words to make the world stop," one ex-user wrote. He simply appeared, and everything was silent. The media began to highlight the phenomenon. In an exclusive report, one major Korean outlet wrote that V's online activity after leaving the army was one of the most massive moments in the history of South Korean digital entertainment. Within the first 24 hours, her name was trending in more than 90 countries, breaking the previous engagement record held by one of the top global singers. Even Instagram recorded an incredible surge in activity from new users who just wanted to follow her account. But behind those numbers and statistics, something else is more important: the warm feeling that arises in the hearts of millions of people. For some reason, I feel like I'm being addressed by an old friend, wrote one fan from Brazil. He hasn't changed. His eyes were still the same, full of calm. I feel at peace just by looking at his picture. On the other hand, some fans began to guess the implied meaning behind the expression and visual style of the upload. Slightly disheveled black hair, simple but elegant clothes, and a look in the eyes that seemed to keep a long story. Everything made the world ask, is this a sign of a new project? Is Taehyung preparing for something bigger than just a personal comeback? Speculation grew when BTS official account reshared the post with an eye emoji. No text, no caption. ARMY directly translates it as sign. A sign that something is coming. Is this the signal of a second solo album? Will BTS be complete again after all the conscription is complete? Or maybe Taehyung is preparing something we've never imagined before. And that's where the madness begins. The whole world seemed to be guessing the meaning of the little smile on his face. The media writes articles, influencers make reaction videos, entertainment portals go into every detail, from the direction of the light in the photo to the hairstyle that looks like a hidden message. But amid all that noise, one thing's for sure: V's return isn't just a matter of numbers or speculation. It's a matter of taste, of how one figure can make the world stop for a moment just by his presence. Meanwhile, on social media, one of the most viral videos came from a fan in Indonesia. She recorded herself staring at the screen crying, then saying, "I don't know why I'm crying. It was like meeting someone who made me strong when I was weak." The video was viewed over 8 million times in a day and shared by hundreds of global fanbase accounts. Not a few wrote similar comments, that Taehyung is not just an artist, but a reminder that sincerity can still be found in the spotlight entertainment world. On the other hand, some media also highlighted Taehyung's personal side, which now looks more mature. One journalist wrote, "He came back not just as an idol, but as a man who had gone through a period of service." There was a new aura on his face, a kind of calmness that could not be faked. And indeed, on closer inspection, his smile this time was noticeably softer, his gaze deeper. It was as if he had brought home something that could not be explained in words. Did his military service change him? Or is it just to make him understand the meaning of the fame he has? The question continues to resonate in the hearts of fans. But whatever the answer, one thing is clear: the world is again pulsing in the rhythm they have longed for, the rhythm that only appears every time the name V sounds.